Hey, my name is Cannon Prince. Welcome to day 21 of the Human Reboot Experiment. So today I wanted to talk about generative AI, but not images or video. I wanted to talk about audio, so AI-generated music. And like all generative AI, this is a hot topic, I know. But I just wanted to kind of talk about a couple use cases that I have used in my personal workflow that I think are pretty cool, and I'll explain why I used generative AI. So right now I'm back in Tennessee visiting family, and I was talking with them and kind of sharing some music stuff. You know, when I was younger, music was a big part of my life. I was a singer-songwriter and played guitar. And in 2006, I recorded a live album at a place called Hallenbeck's in North Hollywood. And it was just me and my acoustic guitar. And I think I did like 10 or 12 songs. And my buddy was a sound engineer. And so he took me and brought me into his studio that he worked at with big artists. He brought me in on the weekend, and we recorded a couple of those songs and laid down the tracks, just me and my guitar. But I had always wanted, to record a big sound, but the music industry that's acting and film business was enough work for me. Like, musicians have it way worse. So I never really put in the time to put together a band or do any of that stuff. And I never had, money to record a full album or something. Like, even this little studio session that I did was just because I had the homie hookup. So there's a site called Suno, which everybody's been using for AI music. And so what I decided was, one day I was like, okay, I have these studio sessions that I recorded, and I didn't have the isolated tracks. I just had the mixed down audio final version with my vocals and the guitar. So it's like, I wonder if I could somehow use that to create like the full song that I had always envisioned. So I took that original version of the song with just me and the guitar fully mixed, and I dropped it into Suno, and it was able to separate the tracks. So then I had a guitar track and then just a clean vocal track. And then what I did was I took that guitar track and I dropped it into Suno, and I said, hey, here, take this and basically do like a pop, punk pop rock, early 2000s version of it. So that's what I did. And then I took my lyrics that I had clean and put them back onto that sound, and then I basically took the vocals for the chorus and said, hey, make me some backup vocals that harmonize with this. So that's what I did. I'll play you a little bit of the original studio track, and then I will play you a bit of this fully fleshed out piece here. So here we go.
She rides a roller coaster straight through my head. She's spinning round and round again. Her lips soft and oh so sweet, the kind of girl you like to meet. She was my sweet kind of girl, and she's dreaming again. laughing again. And she's flying again. And she's loving. Yeah, we're so in love again. She rides a roller coaster straight through my hair. She's spinning round and round again. Her lips soft and oh so sweet, the kind of girl you like to meet. She was my sweet kind of girl. And she's dreaming. And she's laughing. Yeah, we're so in love again.
Okay, so, that's that. And, again, like, I don't condone AI replacing musicians and stuff, but in the case of this, I never had the money to record a full album, didn't have the means. This enabled me to take the music that I had already recorded to the next level, and that's awesome. This next use case is completely AI generated, and the thing that I think is really powerful with this, again, if you have money to hire musicians, they are worth their weight in gold. I have a lot of musician friends, and I want them to keep working and keep doing stuff. However, with my films that I've done, especially ones that I self-finance and raise money for, and like our budgets are so tight and so low, and by the time you get to post, you don't have any more money, and then you usually got to get a little bit of money to finish post and any VFX and color and stuff, and music is usually not on the table. Luckily, I've always been fortunate to get amazing composers that either did me a favor and did the movie for free because they believed in it, or worked with, pay that was not anywhere near what they usually get. Licensed music, on the other hand, is a totally different thing. In my film Hard Sun, we were fortunate enough to, have the Milk Carton Kids give us the rights to the song Maybe It's Time to use in the film. And that was amazing, and that song is amazing, and I'm so grateful to them and to Joel and Robin and everybody who made that happen. But that usually doesn't happen. And then throughout the film, we had a ton of other music that we had to do, whether it's playing on the radio or at a house party or whatever. And we didn't have it. We had $0, and we couldn't just throw Aerosmith or Guns N' Roses or something in there, because when the film got sold, then we would have had to show that we had rights to all that music, and we didn't. And sometimes people, use music that they don't have the rights for in film festival screenings and stuff. But we didn't want to deal with that headache, so we wanted to use music that we had the rights to. So I knew one musician, his name was Nick Mary, and he gave us one song to use, and then all of the other music we had to pull from Creative Commons, which is essentially like open source music, right? Like people just make this stuff and make it free for use. And so that was the thing, like Creative Commons was a huge thing, and it worked for Hard Sun, but luckily most of the music is playing in the background and stuff, so you don't really get like a good listen to it. But I think if you did, some of it was not the best. And so AI I think in that sense really helps to fill the void for filmmakers or content creators or whatever that don't have the rights to license music, because music licensing is freaking expensive, and it's not only like lyric, it's sync, it's performance, there's all this stuff that you have to pay for, and it gets super expensive, and again, we usually don't have that money by the time we get into post. So AI, great version of that, great option, because you can pick your genres, you can write lyrics, you can have AI write lyrics, you can finesse it and change it and things like that, and do like a bunch of different renditions of it. So along that course, I just wanted to bring up this song that I did as a test. I wanted to write a song in French, like a folk rock French tune, and I was like, I want to write this song about the beautiful blonde woman with green eyes, right? That was the idea of the song, and I wanted like a guy to sing and then a girl to sing, and then they kind of alternate back and forth, and I wanted it all in French. So we created this song. This is completely AI generated. I just did prompts and made the lyrics first, and then translated that into French, and then gave the French to it, and then had it create the style. And we did like a bunch of different versions of it, but this one that we landed on, I think, is catchy as hell. And again, this is completely AI generated. There are no real voices, real instruments, or anything. This is just an amalgamation of everything that Suno has learned from people using it. And so now this song is dope, and I've been working on like learning and being able to perform it and then record it myself as well. So, but here is a taste of this.
Fils d'or dans le tissage de la lumière du soleil, un halo tissé que je ne peux croire, son rire danse sur la brise. Des yeux comme des forêts après la pluie me rapprochent puis me laissent marquer. Oh, son éclair d'émeraude, mon âme, son éclat d'émeraude me fait perdre le contrôle. Elle est le soleil, elle est la tempête, elle est le feu qui me garde au chaud. Papier nu sur la peau de l'eau.
So there you go. Again, musicians are amazing. I think music hits to the soul like nothing else. And if you have money, pay the musicians, pay them all your money to do what they do. If you don't, and you're creating other forms of art, or if you're a musician yourself, but you're limited with what you can do, people and stuff like that, I think that, AI and Suno is a great tool to be able to do all of this. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments, whether you hate AI music, whether you think it's super cool, kind of use cases and stuff. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts on it. And again, thanks for the likes, the follows, the comments, the shares. This has been a fun ride. I got a couple more days on the road, and then I'll be back in LA, and we'll get back into the actual like technical stuff of designing our apps and stuff. But thanks for everything, and we will see you tomorrow for day 22 of the Human Reboot experiment. Thanks a lot.